Well, 2009 is upon us, and let's start with a beautiful breakfast this year. For the roulade, the easy way to make a roulade is to use as a base, instead of making a whole white sauce, to use this creamy cheese pasta sauce, and we're using 6 eggs. The eggs get separated. The whites go into a separate, absolutely clean bowl, and the yolks go in with the egg. Now Janet's going to whip these egg whites for us, and I'm just going to mix the yolks in with the cheese sauce, just to give us 100% security that that roulade will hold firm. We're going to use some of the white sauce powder, just 1 tablespoon. And don't just throw it in, just sift it over the mixture so that there's no possibility of any lumps forming. And then we mix that white sauce powder in as well. Now, Janet has just beaten these egg whites for us. They must just be stiff. Don't overbeat them. If they become dry, you've got a problem. Now, when we add the whites, don't add the whites all at once. Add 1/2 first, and then using a spatula or a metal spoon, just stir it in. And remember this old technique which works so well is to turn the bowl on a cloth. Now, what I've got here is a Swiss roll pan which we've buttered and lined with baking paper at the bottom. And we've been very careful not to let the paper stick up so it goes into the roulade. You must cut it exactly according to the shape. Then take the bowl and pour this. It's almost like an omelette that you're baking in the oven and rolling up. We smooth over the top. And this goes into a 190-degree oven for 15 minutes. You see how gorgeous this looks? And the smell is out of this world. And it is just nicely firm. If you touch it, you'll feel a bit of resistance, but it's not pop. Now, quite important that we cut away the edges. Now you're going to turn that roulade or egg roll out on a damp cloth. Now I've just got a little bit of cold water here and a nice clean dishcloth. Now we'll wet 1/2 of the cloth and then we'll fold it back on the other half so that we get a slightly damp cloth. So just wet and squeeze 1/2. Roll it. Okay, so what I've got now is a damp cloth, definitely not a wet cloth. And now we need to turn this. Can you see this has gone down a bit? And that is how it should be. You just put this on the edge of the cloth and you pray. Oop. Lift it out and gently peel the paper away. Now as a filling, today I'm going to use our basil pesto. But you can use tomato pesto if you like. Once you've squeezed the pesto out, then take a palette knife or something with a nice flat blade. Honestly, a palette knife's a good thing to have in your kitchen cupboard. I'm going to put some grated pecorino cheese. Obviously you can use Parmesan. Pecorino is just a cheaper option, but the flavor is still very good. then lift the edge and just sort of force it over. Try and roll it up fairly tightly. Just keep rolling. Now please do not be tempted to cut this straight away. Just leave this to rest for a while. But if you want perfect little rolled slices, then you can serve it cold. Now let me show you what we've done here. So just cover it lightly and leave it to one side to rest. So what you do is, here's a piece of roulade that we left to get cold. So you simply just slice the roulade into nice thick slices. You can see what a lovely pattern you get. Here's the other half of the roulade, which Elizabeth has styled for us with some lovely rocket or whatever greens you would like to use. And we're just going to dress this with a Tuscan vinaigrette. Now our Tuscan vinaigrette has some sun-dried tomato in it. And you can see we're also using a couple of little cherry tomatoes with it, because the tomato flavor and the basil, you know, basil and tomato are natural marriages. They love to be together.